Matenadaran, the Odyssey of the Zeytun Gospel. The Matenadaran, or Mesrop Mashtot's Institute of Ancient Manuscripts, one of the richest repositories of the oldest documents in the world, is named after the creator of the Armenian alphabet. Engraved on the wall is the first sentence ever written in Armenian letters: to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding. Within the arched walls of the Matenadaran, more than 20,300 manuscripts in Armenian and other languages are stored. Only here, in Armenian translation, works of some of the ancient world's most prominent thinkers are preserved. These manuscripts are unique because the original texts have been lost. The largest Armenian folio, the Homilies of Mush, is also stored in the Matenadaran. It weighs 28 kilograms and was compiled using 660 calfskins. Exhibited in the same hall is the 10th century Echmiadzin Gospel, into which some pages of old Armenian miniatures have been sewn. These pages are 400 years older than the manuscript that hosts them. High in the mountains, hermit monks polished the pieces of parchment onto which the books of the spiritual fathers were copied. The colophons of these manuscripts record information about the lives of kings and the wars and invasions that ruined the country. At first, manuscripts were written in capital letters, in the style called erkatagir. Then they increasingly began to use rounded letters, in the style called boloragir. In illuminated manuscripts, decorative letters were used. The manuscript illuminators would often go beyond the text itself, decorating the margins with ornaments. Then the books were bound with embossed leather and inlaid with precious stones. It is not true that manuscripts do not burn. For centuries, barbarians have burned them, slashed them with scimitars, captured them, and consigned them to exile. The Matenadaran collection includes 1,470 books that came from the province of Vaspurakan in western Armenia. These are relics that were rescued from the genocide. Amongst them is the earliest surviving work of the prominent medieval miniaturist Toros Roslin. It is the Gospel from 1256, known around the world as the Zeytun Gospel. The manuscript was created in the impregnable fortress of Hramkla in Kilikia. The Gospel is richly illustrated: 4 canon tables, 4 portraits of the evangelists, 4 title pages, 10 marginal illustrations, 200 ornamented borders, and 210 golden initials. In the form of the Armenian capital letter Ye, Roslin depicts the standing Christ. The second illustration shows the Lord, with the cross on his shoulder, on his way to crucifixion. The manuscript emerged in the Fornos village of Zeytun in either the 16th or 17th century. The ancient pages were rebound and the leather cover was decorated with brass plates in the shape of a cross, with the Lord in the center and angels in medallions. The canon tables by Roslin follow the artistic traditions established by the Hramkla school. They consist of 12 pages, 2 of which are the letter of Eusebius, 2, the dedicatory, written in blue letters on a gold background, which is characteristic to the manuscripts ordered by Catholicos Constantine I, and 8 comparative canon tables, which are separated from the manuscript, are now kept in the J. Paul Getty Museum in California. It is not clear exactly when the manuscripts first appeared inside the Church of the Holy Mother. The manuscript was bought for 460 florins from villagers impoverished by Turkish taxes and donated to the church by Matesi Hagob after his pilgrimage. For nearly 5 centuries, the manuscript remained in Zeytun under the control of the Surenyan and Basilosian ruling families. Was it thanks to the gospel that the rebellious city remained independent for centuries when all the surrounding lands belonged to the Sultan? During the fateful days of the Zeytun rebellions, they brought the book out from the treasury and carried it through the streets to give communion to the soldiers. The gospel left Zeytun in 1915 when the massacres perpetrated by the Young Turks forced the ruling family to flee to Marash. On that day, the head of the family was convinced by the local doctor to pass the gospel over to him. The family was expelled to Tresaures and perished along the way through the desert. Only the manuscript survived.